Andrew, finally, it's just the two of us. We can finally chat.
Yep.
And
I can tell you. Oh man,
I hope nobody interrupts us.
The
It's
amount
this
of
is
weird
the part
thoughts I
where
had
we
during your
love-
program, I wouldn't say them out loud,
Oh,
but
my
now
goodness.
I can.
Now finally, you can come clean about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the Yes Man?
Yes!
Wait, you found us at the new studio.
Yes!
So you got the address, did you?
Yes.
You just showed up, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, man. Are you happy with your life decisions?
That is clear.
Yes.
Broke him.
Yes.
Are you gonna come by and join us in person sometime, Yes Man?
Oh man, that'd be great.
Anyway, it's just kind of a drive from downtown. I don't even know if I have a car. I mean, I don't know. Just kidding. Anyway, see you later.
All right, so long, Yes Man. Normally, I try to pin him down and. But
I think he was confused because I think the premise was that he was already here.
Oh,
The Twitch stream it just posted a bunch of Legos or something. Is that a thing?
yes.
These are the diamonds.
Man, inside jokes, guys.
No, I actually don't know what that icon looks like.
Oh, that's Justin's Kylo Ren emoji.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
He has his
Yeah, so
all right.
one of the things on Twitch is if you hit a certain, I don't know, subscriber level or whatever, you start to get custom emotes that your subscribers can use and nobody else can use them.
Oh, cool.
more or less. All right, here. Give me a few moments while I wrap this up, and we'll pick a show title in a minute. How about
Sure.
How you feeling?
Heaton, while
Good
you talk
episode.
to Justin, would you like me to get you a beverage of some
I
variety?
would, thank you.
Okay.
Dealer's choice.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Wait, so you're leaving? I'm talking to Justin?
Yeah, yes.
All by myself?
Yeah, I'll be good. I'm here.
Hold on, Justin. Hold on. I'm going to ask you the question. I was talking to our audience. We've got a live audience right now. I'll ask you the same question I asked him. If you could have a different liquid shoot out of every finger on your hand, what liquids would you have shoot out? Now,
I've heard this thought experiment before.
really? Was it from me or was somebody else using this? Because this is my favorite one.
It was a podcast that I'd listened to, but
Well,
So,
hold on. I'm going to clarify a couple of
go
things,
ahead.
too. Because a lot of people want to know how far and how hard you can shoot it. You have the same pneumatic pressure you do while pissing. Just so you know. Continue.
got you. Okay. So here's the version I'd heard had always been like food related. So if you had like condiments come out of each finger, what would you go with? But my question.
Oh, horseshoe crab blood. Somebody brought that up. That's what the person on Twit that said horseshoe crab blood. If for some reason you like reason.com, one of my good friends over there, that was the first thing he had was horseshoe crab. Apparently, it's incredibly expensive. So kudos to you for picking the one thing that would cost the most. Good job.
Yeah, like the one biggest,
Thank
most
you.
expensive
Ooh,
thing.
nice, Guinness. Good call.
So I would say, is it all consumable, or can I not pee out of my penis? Can I pee out of my finger?
Yeah. You know what? Like, anytime anybody has a new answer that I've never heard before, Brian had 5 new answers. Every single liquid Brian had was new to me. But anytime anybody has a new answer, I'm thrilled. So if you want to make basically a urethra through your index finger, I am all about that.
Because, like, look, you're washing your hands anyway, right? Wouldn't it be kind of cool?
Arguably, Justin, your genitals would be more attractive if they were only used for sex and for nothing involving
only exists.
jettisoning other fluids.
It's a jizz-only hole from here on out. like that's it. I'm gonna put a little sign next to it. Jizz only. Like,
Right,
I'll
yeah.
certify. I'll get whatever government agency needs to certify it, and I'm peeing out of my hands. And you want to know what? I'm doing all 5 because I want it to go fast.
You want what I'm also thinking is if you're at a concert or something and it's really crowded, you can't walk over to a trash can and piss in it. But if you just kind of like dangle your finger over it, like you're good. So.
Oh my God, dude! Now you're actually singing my song because there have been times where I've had to walk off of like shows or like podcasts or whatever, because I have to go pee. I got a small bladder sometimes, right? If I had the ability, I could just take this empty LaCroix can and just like, oh wait, no. Beedly, deedly, deedly, dee. I'm still here being funny. Meanwhile, I'm pissing in a goddamn can, baby.
Here's
some
ju-
might
ju- just a
suggest you already have that ability. What is new about it being your finger instead of the other finger shape?
take your
digit?
pants off.
Justin, here's what I want you to
do.
do. Justin, I want you to just continue talking as you normally would. Make eye contact with the camera like you're talking to me and Brian. Go ahead, continue talking, and then about 5 seconds in, give me the expression you would have while filling up that can, trying to not let us know.
I mean, look, Andrew, your request is certainly understandable, but what I want you to know is that there's a seamless transition. Like nobody would even know. Come on, hands free, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, oh yeah, come on, Brian. You're telling me that you can just casually fucking pull your ween out and then find a receptacle that you can pee into while you're still maintaining eye contact and having a funny conversation? If you had your finger, baby, you could just put that shit anywhere immediately. You have so much more tactile ability with a finger.
I'm not going to engage in the gross nature of that question that you asked. However, I will unrelatedly talk about how, man, when I was on tour, did I ever enjoy drinking Gatorades from wide mouth bottles?
Well, look, I mean, there is certainly something to the road warrior element.
Hold on. What you didn't hear was as he walked out, Andrew goes, "How I spent Burning Man."
Peeing in a bottle. Peeing in the old Gators.
Though the picking urine as the answer for this question is interesting because, unlike the other answers, this is presumably not an unlimited source. This is pulling from your own bladder instead of synthesizing out of nothing, say horseshoe crab blood or printer toner
because
cartridge.
this is all fucking Lord of the Rings shit. Yeah, let's all just make up elven magic. Want to know whose decisions I'm fucking making? The man upstairs. I'm looking God right in the eye and saying, I got a few revisions, bitch.
Horseshoe crab blood is a really good one.
That's strong. Or printer ink is
Wait,
very expensive.
What about liquid helium?
liquid helium?
Yeah.
Your finger would be very cold.
No, only when, I mean, it's the liquid that's cold. My finger's fine.
All right,
It does have to go through your finger.
If you have that ability, you're definitely getting kidnapped and co-opted by a government at some point.
Oh, you don't want to make it too powerful.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So it's got to be an
Next thing you know, you're fucking Jesse Pinkman just squirting shit into a fucking bottle in some basement while white supremacists shoot your family.
How much do you think verifiably, like complete to the DNA test, David Blaine's tears are worth? Like all of a sudden, you could just make a lot of David Blaine's tears.
That's a very supply and demand property, I think. The less, the more you have it.
Yeah, I guess at some point the clock runs out on that.
I mean, I feel like he probably cries a lot.
I just thought this trick was so
All right,
good.
which of the most famous magicians of all time do you think cry the most?
Hey, Andrew, you came in at the right moment. Which of the most famous magicians of all time have cried the most? And how valuable would their tears be? Houdini's tears, of course, would be number one, right? Because they're almost certainly
you
haunted
verify it?
by
You would
all
need
the
to be able to
spirits that were
verify it.
trying to get into his head.
Sorry, wait, I heard
Who's the happiest appearing magician? Is it you? Are you the happiest magician? Because I feel like the happiest.
I'm also the fastest to cry.
Brian does cry a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like the happy magician is the one whose tears are the most bitter.
Well, I mean, that's the reason I said David Blaine is because he presents himself as such a badass that it's like, when would he ever cry?
Just real quick. So we were talking about famous magicians. I did not know in Oakland, the waterfront area is called Jack London Square, named after the author Jack London. I was unaware that apparently Houdini fucked his wife famously. It was like a famous scandal that Houdini fucking like stole Jack London's woman from him.
God, that Houdini.
Wow.
You know, if you go to Washington D.C., there's no. Is it R Street? There's no R Street. No. It's basically so Lafayette designed the D.C. area, and there's one street that's missing in the alphabet. It's like A B C D G. or something like that because some guy fucked his wife and like that was the first letter of his name
There
and
are
he
no
just
J,
would not let
X,
it.
Y, and Z streets.
Is it? Did I get it? Oh man, a bunch of guys fucked his wife. That like, oh man, Port Lafayette.
I mean, at some
Jesus.
point it gets a
Some
little
guy
bit
with an
weird.
X
He
in
was
his
like-
name. He let an Xavier get to his wife.
He's like,
man,
there will
and
also
why?
be no B's, no D's, no F's, no nines.
Apparently, according to Bob Arnebeck, there's no J Street because back then typography had yet to be standardized, and I and J were often used interchangeably.
So Lafayette's wife was chased. All right. Well, good for him and her.
I and J reviews.
Well, hold on. To go back, Brian, did you know that I was a dues paid member of the Oklahoma City Magicians Club for about a year?
No.
I did when I was a senior in college. I was a regular member of the Oklahoma City Magicians Club. I attended. I don't think it's doing it right now, but I've got benign tremors. So sometimes my hands shake, and it kind of freaked me out for close-up magic. So I just never really did it. But I really enjoyed it. So I would go every week, and I was like the designated volunteer. So whenever they're like, "Can anybody volunteer?" I was like, "Oh, me, please, please, please." So I would be like kind of the 10-year-old, and then I'd go out, hang out with everybody at a diner afterwards.
So I've heard you mention benign tremors before as if it's like a malignant condition, but I had learned that that it's just a natural side effect of an adrenaline rush, and so I never saw it as a malady. I just thought because I had the same thing. As a matter of fact,
So I could have been a magician.
No.
I just completely botched this and went into
that's part of the
political
reason that I went into stage shows is because close up you have everybody burning your hands, and at any point you can decide you care, and you'll feel that deep pit adrenaline rush on there, and it is not something you can stop. A side effect of the adrenaline is that your fingers will give a little bit of tremors, right? And so nowadays, what I do is I've got 3 or 4 routines that don't involve my hands because they can't last forever. You get the
Right.
adrenaline rush and they go away after 3 or 4 minutes. So what happens is like, let's say I'm in the middle of a routine and you don't really care, and then suddenly former President Barack Obama comes up.
he loves magic.
I know I'm gonna have that adrenaline rush, and I also know it's like, okay, we got a 3 to 4 minute cooling off period. So I would hand the deck over and I would do a trick where I describe what somebody else should do, and then and then later once I trust my hands, I would go back again. But that's a big part of why I went into stage magic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I find when I do stand up that it's less of an issue now because it just doesn't bother me as much. No one's ever said anything to me about it.
What just happened?
Mitzu was caught.
Mitsula in the chat says being the quote designated 10-year-old at a magic club might not be the best thing to be. Ooh.
Got it. Okay. So anyway.
So it bothers me less now, but like if I go on stage when I'm first doing stand-up, I'll come out, I'll grip the mic stand, and I'll have the mic in one hand. So both of my hands are occupied, right? And no one can see that I'm shaking. And then I'll get a big laugh, and then it just all goes away, and I'm fine. And I'm fine for the rest of the show. I'm perfect, but it's just that walking up the first 2-3 minutes, I need that, and then I'm okay. But
that's why in my stage show, the first 3 or 4 bits leave nothing to chance.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's no audience interaction.
Yep.
There's no anything. It's like I trust my hands to twirl the fire sticks, and I trust my mouth to know to do the fire eating. I know how to do the human blockhead. I know how to shove a tube up my nose for the human crazy straw.
Yep.
And then by 15 minutes in, I'm like, I got it. It's the same show. And then I trust myself to actually leave anything to chance.
I don't.
that.
Yeah, when I do stand up, like if I'm trying new material, I'll put it in the middle. That way, if it fails, no one will know because they're usually too drunk anyway. And then by the end, I'll finish up with it. But I was doing comedy or country clubs in Dallas and Fort Worth this last week, and I had to rethink about how my set goes because it was like and I am aware that as dressed as I am, that it would appear to perfectly coincide and fit with a country club. But I do a joke where I go, I'm an agnostic. Who knows what an agnostic is? And then I go, an agnostic is an atheist who's decided not to be an asshole, which, it's making fun of atheists. Those do not go well over in country clubs in Texas. Everybody gets real quiet and defensive.
Is that because they're all shouting like, do a joke about the 19th hole? It's my wife's pussy.
Yeah, they won't shut up about that. They're like, give us more pussy jokes. This has been too clean. It's like we're watching Jimmy Stewart. We wanted George Carlin.
God. Hey, where's the pussy fucking suit jacket? We're here for the
Get off the stage, you fuck muppet. We wanted a joke about cum.
And they're-
Mr. Rogers, we wanted to talk about those sweet honey folds.
Then they all toast their medieval themed Bud Lights and start going, crush that puss, crush that puss.
As they all start crab walking towards you menacingly.
Yep, you guys have all been to the Royal Oaks Country Club. I can tell that for sure.
All right, well, I'm sure you'll get
Hey.
booked back there soon once they see this.
Yeah. Well, I'll send this to. Hey, fellas, I wanted to give you the rundown of what I thought of the club.
Hey, let's take a look at some show titles before we go off in a little bit more. Our top voted title is ... From Red Eye. We've also got Justin the Draft Dodger.
That might actually break iTunes.
It might. Alien Pussy Transplant is now number 3. Between Three Beards. We got Butts. We Bought a Puppy. That might be fun. New Studio Woo.
What? Hold on. Raging Fuck Muppets is like number 12.
That's right.
I was seriously I was thinking about making Raging Fuck Muppets like my catchphrase here at Night Attack, and I am officially scuttling that now. It did not get enough support. You all don't deserve
God,
Raging
you did
Fuck
fucking
Muppets as a
diva, you
catchphrase.
are Eaton. Such a diva. Like, it's in the top 15. What do you want?
You want it out of the 300. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. We've also got Heaton apologizes for A School for Birds. I remember that being said. I don't remember.
That was the mirror. The why are
That's
they
right.
Oh, yes. We got Sisyphus Dunks. PX3 with Andrew Heaton. Curtis Lacroix.
LaCroix, yeah. LaCroix.
It's Curtis LaRock is how we.
Oh, it says LaCroix there.
And well, that's Andrew's got a point on that. It does say LaCroix here. The Pussy from Outer Space, award-winning podcast with 2006 Times Man of the Year. Let's see, butt chugging a White Claw, just explicit.
Nah, I'll stick with killing the homeless.
I think I like butt chugging the White Claw. Actually, that was that sounds profound, and it had a good callback. That was just a well executed title.
The Science Computer's Greatest Challenge. Philip Glass. Philip Glass was more of a pre-show thing. Joe Skywalker shows up. Okay. Impeach Justin. It's a great.
Ooh, I like that. Perfect. Particularly for people that didn't watch this.
I got blank. Probably the most blanks we've had.
I
in the
actually really
morning.
like that. I really just go ahead and upload that one.
We'll
I
cut
like that.
one. Your vodka shoot your eye out from Captain Fubar. That's very clear.
Please clap.
Good.
Please clap. That's right. Oh, I forgot about that. Where's my thing?
Crush that.
Hashtag crush that puss. Settle down, pussy cunt. What's new, pussy cunts? Scrolling down. Pain in the Glass. First, it's a segment.
Jazz swinger. Mitch Hedberg was alive at the time.
Just
Ooh,
Broden.
I like Andrew's a hot idiot and Rage Fuck Muppet. Nice.
There we go.
Just the
catching up.
stem. Just the stem is very funny.
I do like drink, tweet, drive.
Oh, okay. Now I'm not mad because here's the thing. So Raging Fuck Muppet wasn't that high, but if you count all of the references to Fuck Muppets here,
Yeah.
it's like a good 12, 15 of them.
No, yeah, look, man, you just
Like,
kinda split
aggregately, I'm doing great.
That's right. Lizzo has 0 podcast awards is a thing I very much want to name our podcast right now. Clicking that as hard as I can.
It's also true.
It is true. She doesn't have any, and I think that she should know that.
Well, I mean, good luck. Probably
She's
get
on
called a
Twitter.
cheater.
She's on Twitter, and she doesn't fight no more. So,
Yeah, that's a true thing.
all right, let's go to the top and see what we like here. Of the ones we have voted, blank's up here. Alien Pussy Transplant might be a little
A
broad.
little racy.
Well, butt chugging a White Claw is good. It's a great jacket. I don't know, Brian. What are you feeling?
Oh, man.
Not holding you to it. Just what?
I mean, maybe like Justin the Draft Dodger, we get right to the point on early on. So that seems. Although I do like Sisyphus Dunks, even though that was just a throwaway moment. That's a
Sisyphus
great
Dunks
name.
Very literary reference.
Yeah.
I also like Sisyphus Dunks.
You want to do Sisyphus Dunks?
Let's do Sisyphus Dunks.
All right.
Thank you to Poop Tempest and everyone submit show titles using the Bang S command in the chat room. I'm going to go and write an email.
Funny thing, that was actually the alternate title for Atlas Shrugged.
Would have sold more. Hey Justin, did you notice that I'm trying to look like you? I'm copying your hairstyle. I'm growing it out so I look exactly like
I
you.
did notice that I look like the Telemundo version of a popular show that Andrew Heaton is cast as the white replacement on NBC.
El Office.
You're Walter Blanco to his Walter White.
Exactly, like, oh no, this is gonna play great. We just need to fucking get the good-looking white guy with the beard. No, wait. How are you trying to look like me? What is
growing
going
my
on?
hair out, man. I was always doing the shaved sides things, and now it's like it's slightly past the awkward phase, and it almost looks civilized. I'll probably shave off the beard here pretty quick.
See,
but
this is the thing. This is why I think a lot of people look better than me in life. Is that like I really don't have a sense of exactly like what my hair or face kind of looks like. I just know it's like, all right.
Because you
when
went to
I-
that shitty
like,
school with no mirrors.
right? Yeah, it was too fucking tardy. Next thing you know, they spray paint over it. Here
you
I
just
am,
showed
like,
up for time on algebra. You know what you look like.
shit, like I'm rolling out of some fucking underground cave at every moment. Yeah, no, I don't know. I just know it's like, oh, it looks like shit. Go get it cut. And then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, that's somebody who just got his hair cut. And then at that point, I don't know exactly what it looks like until I'm like, that looks like dog shit. I need to get my hair cut.
That's not me. That's not us. That's not us.
Brian, how
yeah,
could
another
you?
Jet moment.
The computer. Computer did it.
At least we know he's done writing the fucking email.
Fuck me up.
Hey, did you watch Righteous Gemstones the other night?
Oh my God, did I?
Dude, that whole
awesome.
scene with the actress Edie, I forget her character's name.
Molly Brown. I can't remember the rest.
Oh.
Smith, Molly Brown Smith. Was it Millie? It's Millie Molly
Millie
Brown.
Bobby Brown.
No, I think it was like like Millie Ben Simmons or whatever that you said before.
Yeah,
Like,
Millie Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. But the Kenny Bunkport Ben Simmons. It's a good family.
Yeah.
Judy is her name. Judy Gemstone.
Yeah, Judy. Judy getting nervous before her gig, where she's just bullying her boyfriend around, pulling down his pants, slapping his ass, and then finally there's that sweet moment. He's like, "Listen, I'm gonna go. You just make yourself come." Like that was so great.
I literally almost texted you.
Sexted
I'm gonna shave my pussy and move to Malibu.
Oh yeah, my favorite part was that we're like, "Don't shave your pussy," and she shouts, "Too late! I already did it."
He's like, I'm gonna shave my pussy and move to Malibu and surf. Like,
We're like, "Why would you shave your pussy?" You're like, "So I can swim faster."
Duh.
Hey, you want to play a quick game?
Yeah.
Edie Patterson was born in Texas. Do you know where in Texas she was born?
Got to be Waco.
Waco. Anybody else? Any other guesses?
Kylie, Texas.
Kylie?
100%.
Juice?
Yeah, I'm going to say it was San Antonio.
Edie Patterson was born in Texas City, Texas.
Oh, that's
What?
Houston. Texas
Hold on.
City
So the
is-
one city that someone who's never been to or heard of Texas would have guessed is that's where she's from. That's
I mean,
all right.
which confirms my theory that she stepped right out of a comic book. She's like, "Hello, it's me, Edie Patterson from Texas City,
Texas. Man, they need to get more creative. That's just terrible.
Apparently, she did improv here in Austin. before going out to LA.
Oh wow,
So
Who's
there
it
we go.
again?
Edie Patterson.
Who's that?
She is, Judy
One of the
in-
most delightful parts of the Righteous Gemstones. She was also on some
Is
of
she
the
the redhead that's married to Kenny?
No,
Okay.
no.
She's
She's
the
good.
sister.
The sister.
Okay.
So
Nice.
she's also in Vice Principals. She was in Blackish. She was in We Bear Bears.
No, this is like she steals every episode that she's in, which is like saying something considering that the show is like built around all these other male leads.
And
Yeah,
she
like
also- she
the
has, like-
first time they give her like a main role in an episode, it's going to blow your hair back.
Yeah. The even in the very first episode.
She wrote Misbehaving.
Yeah, she has, I think, 3 or 4 lines in the whole first episode and steals all 4 of those moments. It's amazing.
Nice.
Slap me too, Daddy. I'm a gemstone.
Yeah, no, that show, I just can't say enough about it. I'm just over the moon for where HBO is right now with Succession and Righteous Gemstones.
Succession is so good. This last week of Succession was very good. The end
What
of
is
it.
Succession about? Is that the one with the Scottish guy that was in Westworld and like all of he's trying to pass his company on?
Right.
Yes.
Do I always sound incoherent when I'm trying to understand pop culture?
It's not something that you would enjoy, right? It's basically about this famous family that owns a Fox News equivalent.
Okay.
And their interactions and machinations while everybody else that lives at their whims has to dangle perilously around them.
Oh yeah, I know a bit about that. All right, that sounds like something I might check out.
But the big fight is like, okay, the father's aging. In the first episode, he gets sick. So who does this big, conglomerate go to next? And the kids are fighting it out, and political and office drama. This last episode blew the doors open on who the person is going to be.
When I worked at Fox Business, I wish I'd done this. I really wish at some point there'd been a very attractive person like walking down the hall, and I'd been like, "Hey there, well, I'm Andrew Murdoch," and just seen how it went. I wouldn't have lied about anything. I just would have used the accent, and just curious as to what would have happened. Maybe I'd be married right now and probably divorced.
Yeah, there's a character that from the first season is like the cousin who has never had any contact with this family, but yet is like connected to one of the estranged family members that are just like, hey, you need to get your life together. You're just fucking around. Go see your fucking like super rich family. And just like by force of gravity is just kind of sucked into this vacuum that at the point that now in like season 2, he's like complaining because his office is next to another person's office that eats too loud as he's like navigating the waters. But it's fucking awesome. And
A little
especially
close to home for someone who worked at Fox, but yeah, all right.
like, dude, you would dig it the most.
Dude, there's this one episode they bring in this like independent comedian who keeps saying, "No, I don't want to be of one political tribe or another." He keeps making horse jokes, and then somebody says, "I'm your boss, and I used to be on MTV." It's really weird.
You know who they ought to include in that? So when I worked at Fox Business, I was buddies with the guys that ran the cafe. Those guys are the nerve center of that building, and no one knows it but me and Rupert Murdoch. But like they know like literally everybody. Like if you're watching Fox Business, or if you're working at Fox Business, go make friends with the guys that run the cafe. They're really sweet guys.
Well, hold on,
like Curtis and Selwyn are wonderful people, but also like they know everybody.
Wait, what kind of hot takes are you gonna get? You're like, so Judge Napolitano, mustard or ketchup? Like, I mean, what are you gonna glean from them?
Well, I think first of all, I'm going to say this: Curtis and Selwyn are the. Oh no, my Star Trek bona fides are flitting away at the moment. Guinan, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They are the Guinan of. Thank you. Exactly, they're the Guinan of the enterprise of Fox Business. But yeah, beyond that, I don't know. Like they're pretty well connected and stuff, and like I just and you want them in your corner, you know.
I'm sad that I can't think of more Fox Business references to
No,
make.
that's. I don't want to get into like Judge Janine Pirro and who she'd be and all that. That would stretch the thing way too hard.
Do you have any saucy Fox gossip that you want to
Have
fill
you met
that-
John Stossel? You know we.
I've hung out with. I know John Stossel super well. Have I not talked about John before?
Goddamn.
Fuck, I've got a lot of John stories.
Hold on.
I've got great
Hold on.
John
Whoa.
stories.
Pace yourself, Andrew.
Pace
Pace
I
yourself.
swear to fucking God, Andrew, you need to understand what hallowed ground you tread upon at this point. Stossel, for both Justin and I, is the figure that led us to all of our libertarianish
Oh,
thoughts.
wow. Okay.
And we constantly are doing Stossel impressions. We're constantly like.
Okay.
When you take a dump in my main bathroom in the house, you will see, Justin will verify this, a calligraphy thing that Bonnie spent like 4 hours doing of 100 things we want to die. And one of those fucking things is to have lunch with John No.
I mean,
Also
like,
Jack Black.
If you want to go to New York, I can line this up for you.
Damn it! Don't you
Like
tempt
I'll
me.
like just let me like we'll no like John and I worked on the same floor, And his staff worked across from me, so I hung out. Like, I knew all of his staff. I was friends with multiple people, and like his personal assistant at the time, Sarah Siskin, and I ended up becoming the writers for Mostly Weekly. So my writing partner, Mostly Weekly, was his assistant, which is how I met her. And like, no, John is a real. I really like John, and I love our relationship. So I've got two stories, real quick, okay? So. The Independence was on the rocks. There'd been some leak, the show that I came in on Fox
Yeah,
Business.
the leak is coming out my cock right now. It's called
there
pre-cum.
was a leak
Go ahead.
that Ailes was going to axe the show and all this. And Stossel, I didn't find out about this till later, but Stossel talked to his executive producer and he went, "Hey, if they cancel the Independence, can we get Heaton some kind of job just to help him out?" Which I really
what's
appreciate.
weird is we actually have. We didn't want to say this. We have stolen audio recordings in the room of that. Can we roll that tape, Justin?
Well, after all, Andrew was a very, very good and talented writer. And I think that maybe we should just give him a job. After all, this isn't going to last forever. And whether or not he deserves a paycheck. I asked Roger Ailes whether or not that's something that could happen.
Yeah, just like that. No,
James Randi says he has $1 million for anyone.
But here's the thing, though. So John and I like each other. We got along really well.
Hey, John.
Oh my God! Can you play a video? Because I like.
Yes,
okay,
we can play
hold
a video.
On.
We
so
have
Bryce,
the technology.
Bryce, start look this up. Look it up on either my website or Facebook. But look for Buck Schwartzmore runs for fire marshal.
Okay.
And hold that. I'll cue it here in a second. No, John and I were in good terms. John does not understand my sense of humor. He doesn't understand why, he likes me. He doesn't understand why anybody else likes me. To John, I just tell a series of weird lies and people laugh and he doesn't get it at all.
What's funny is all I'm thinking of is like the Dumb and Dumber line. I'm like, so you're saying we have a chance?
No, I've only made John Stossel laugh once.
I
I was very clearly the funniest person on the entire floor. I made him laugh once the entire time I was there. So there was an intern doing impressions of everybody, and he did an impression of me, and I went, no. You need to make an impression of me. Pretend you're a lord minus the credibility. And John, who's on the other side of the room, he loses it, and I'm like, yeah, I did it. And then John turns around and goes, there's no reason lords are inherently credible because of an hereditary position. And I
made him laugh for the
I was like,
wrong
wait a minute,
reason.
so you're just laughing at the concept of hereditary lordship? Yeah, no. It's amazing. And I literally got in trouble. So the video that Bryce is about to play, this literally is, this was, okay, this is amazing. You're going to love this. I had no idea you were such John Stossel fans, right? So John, at Fox Business, there are the fire marshal for the floor. There's a male and female fire marshal, and their principal duty is to go, in the event of a fire, to go into the restroom of their respective gender and make sure everybody's out and then make sure everybody's gone, right? I found this out like 6 months in, and I just swung by John's office and I went, "You're the fire marshal for floor 17 at Fox Business?" And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "I fucking challenge you." Well, I didn't say fucking. I went, "I challenged you to an election." And I ran this campaign against him where I put up campaign posters all throughout the 17th floor, and I was getting endorsements from people, like guests on shows and things. And John didn't remotely care.
This is the single most Andrew Heaton story I've ever heard in my entire life.
So anyway, the video that Bryce is about to play is literally the campaign that I was running against John Stossel himself, and I was eventually told to stop doing this by Fox management, and I ended up making this video unrelated and changed the name. Can you please play that, Bryce?
Here we go.
Hate fires. Hi, I'm Buck Schwartzmore, and I hate fires. That's why I'm running for 7th floor fire marshal here at Icarus Solutions against establishment candidate Bob Gelderson.
John Stossel.
Bob's a great guy. We all like Bob. No one's saying he's not fun to hang out with. But he's been the incumbent for 14 years, and he's gotten sloppy. Fire preparation's down, and who knows where the hell the fire escapes are. Last week, when I forgot to take the aluminum foil off my burrito and the microwave caught fire, it took Bob 8 minutes to shut off the fire alarm, and another 12 to tell me about my burrito. Is that the kind of sluggish response time you want in a fire marshal? America deserves better. America deserves Buck Schwartzmore.
This is all against John Stossel.
June 2012. An inferno consumes 4 houses in Montgomery County. Where was Bob? May 2010. A wildfire devastates over 1 million acres in Southern California. Where was Bob? January 28th, 1986.
Oh, no!
The Space Shuttle Challenger explodes, killing 7 astronauts. Where was Bob?
I'm Buck Schwartzmore. Due to marital problems, I now sleep here at the office. I'll never not be there for you, and I won't let you burn to death in a horrible office fire.
Millions of Americans are supporting Buck Schwartzmore for 7th Floor Fire Marshal.
I'm voting for Buck Schwartzmore because he was exonerated of arson charges in 2010 and in 2012.
I'm voting for Buck because he stopped smoking cigars in the bathroom at work.
I've lost 7 pounds voting for Buck.
I'm Buck Schwartzmore, and I'm running because the 7th Floor needs my proven anti-fire leadership and my inflammable private sector experience. Vote for Buck. I won't let you asphyxiate in an office fire.
Hello, everyone. As you know, we don't usually hold an election for fire marshal, and I've kind of volunteered for the last 12 years, but this year, Buck insisted. So we've tabulated the votes, and I'm happy to say I get to step down as fire marshal. This year's winner was a write-in candidate, Jeremy Thurton. Jeremy?
God damn it! God damn it, Bob! Jeremy Thurton doesn't even fucking work in this building. You guys all suck. Bridget, it was me who ate your sandwich. F you.
I love the bleeping of one fuck, but not all of them.
Oh, so that was literally the campaign that I was actively waging against John Stossel. And then so John, about 2 years later, and he's fine, by the way. John got
lit a fire. He joined the dark side.
John, about 2 years later, had lung cancer, and he's doing okay. But he was out of work for 4 months or so. And so I'm at work one day, and the safety inspector for the whole building comes up and goes, "Hi, are you Andrew Heaton?" And I went, "Yeah." And he went, "A bunch of people have told me that you really, really want to be fire marshal." And I went, "Well, I really just wanted to defeat John Stossel in an election. I don't really care what the position is. I just wanted to fight John." And he went,
It's kind of no fun to take office under these conditions.
Yeah, I don't want the responsibility. I just wanted to beat John Stossel. And he went, "Well, if you want to be the acting deputy fire marshal for the 74, you can." And I went, "Okay." So that was it. That's how I became acting deputy fire marshal for the 74. Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Buck.
Oh, and he gave me an Emmy. Yeah, this is the other John story. So
Wait a minute. I know he gave away his Emmy and got in trouble for it. You got his Emmy?
I guess I'd be him then, because so there's 2 categories of Emmys. There's national Emmys and local Emmys. John had 7 national Emmys, and he had 40 local Emmys. And what he would do for a while is whenever he'd go give a speech at a college, whoever asked the best question, he'd give him a local Emmy. So my last day...
Just give me 1 second. I'm not going to say that my appreciation for John Stossel ever drifted, but if hypothetically, in an alternate reality, it ever did, I am glad that this statement just made sure that is the most punk rock fucking shit I can imagine.
John is also the least sentimental human being I know. So my old boss Kennedy at one point is like, "John, you've been gone for a few weeks. Here, look at a picture of my kid." And he went, "Honestly, I don't want to see any pictures of kids that I don't know." He's not a sentimental guy at all. But he would give out these local Emmys, and so my last day at Fox Business, I swung by his office and I went, "Hey, John, I'm leaving. It's my last day, and I really respect you, and I've enjoyed working with you, and I've enjoyed getting to know your staff. If you're just passing out Emmys, I mean, I'd quite like one." And he went, "Why should you have an Emmy?" And I went, "Well, because I do political satire and all this." And he went, "Okay." And he walked, and I didn't even know this for a year. He walked over and just grabbed one of his national Emmys and gave me a national Emmy. And
you have in your possession.
I have one of John Stossel's national Emmys. And the best way to leave News Corp, by the way, is to leave with one of John Stossel's Emmys and have the guards at the door go, "Good luck, Mr. Heaton. Good luck to you, sir." It was great. It was a really phenomenal thing. Yeah. I've got it at a storage facility in Edmond, Oklahoma, but I have it.
Oh my God!
I know what Brian's rent for your stay here will.
No, I feel like Brian's gonna break into my storage facility like Indiana Jones and like put this like kind of conical shaped brass object and then take it and run away.
It's gonna be a picture of me and Justin giving double middle fingers.
That's fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like with I think the Brian, I think probably has more of a deeper love of Stossel's work, but I've always just been fascinated with the fact that like I only apparently do impressions of right-wing media figures. Like the only 3 impressions that I do that people are like, oh, unless it's like a dumb character or something like for the show, but like of like famous people, it's John Stossel, Rush Limbaugh, and Alex Jones. Those are like the only. I fill this very, very thin niche of impressions. That's like things your dad made you watch. Like that's pretty much it.
God damn, that's amazing. I'm a little blown away.
Well, I feel like I really earned my keep here with all of this. I had no idea because like I worked with John for several years.
There's only one thing left to do to really earn your keep, and we all know what it is.
Give you the statue.
I mean, you could just store it here, and it would be very well taken care of.
Can I like put it on loan like an art collection?
Yes,
here? That's just here. I own it, but you guys get to have it.
100%. Are you kidding me?
100%. No,
I think Brian is joking right now.
I
are you
because I kept it in my
dressing
room when I was back at the place. If I could get like a little podium and put it there, and like it's just, I think this would be the best. Like literally, this is the best place to put it.
Like okay, you realize like we're gonna put the YouTube golden play buttons in here, and I've got my old Magic Awards.
I was just about to say that. Is that like for like since that place was a goddamn pile of rocks, Brian has told me every time we've walked in, imagine, man, you walk in, first thing, golden play button. Next, you take first left, another play button. Like
it's literally the speech I give.
I guarantee that if you got fucking that Emmy in Brian's hands,
they would be the third stop on that tour.
Oh, fuck. One of those play buttons are going in the bathroom. It's going to be first thing you walk in, John Stossel's Emmy.
Oh, my God.
If we get an Emmy, if there's an Emmy in this building, I'm bringing in my fucking local Telly Award and putting it right next to it.
But can you imagine, like, to anybody who's casual thing, like golden play button, Emmy, and then like this casual dismissal, like that one's John Stossel's. It's just on loan money from the Heaton collection. Heaton has a collection of Emmys, and he lent us this one. It's John Stossel's.
Apparently, we got this clip here from BioCow. Let's see.
Go ahead.
And are you hiding any Emmys? Do you have any in your pockets, or where do you put all those? You got quite a few.
It's in a corner. The Emmys are garbage given by lefty media to lefty, big government-loving reporters.
You got to feel good that you're getting.
Says a big man with 50-plus Emmys.
Yeah. Oh. John is the least sentimental human I know.
That is amazing.
Whew. Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a moment.
Yeah, I feel like there's a moment of refractory resting up that needs to happen. But
Post-coital, just accepting the show. Yeah.
They call it the After John.
The After John. The After Stash. Man, I mean, do we punch out on that? I don't see us having anything in the tank to beat that story.
Let's get out on a high note. First Night Attack broadcast from the 7 Acre Wood. Thank you, everybody who came out and supported us. Onward and upward, of course, patreon.com/Night Attack, and go ahead and subscribe to Andrew's podcast, Political Orphanage.
The Political Orphanage. And several of your people already have. Waffleophagus, Matt over here, Jason Kirk. They're like apparently like a quarter of the people in my thing have come from you. So thank you.
Okay, quick side jag. There was definitely like a I'm going to out Heaton here. Andrew was like, man, I don't know. I mean, I went on the Blaze and I got a whole lot of people on the Blaze, but I'm looking at my patronage and it seemed like they're all your guys.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, dummy. Yeah. That's why you're on Patreon.
I think there's like, I want to figure out how to do a straw poll here because I suspect that all the people that are funding my awesome lifestyle are just
There's a reason we refused to let you run away to Scotland and instead insisted you start a new show. Congratulations on everything, by the way, man.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you. You guys set me up for success. That's you, so thanks.
Oh, by the way, programming note. We got a new story. We finished up Final Fantasy last week or the week before.
Mhm.
And we've got a new story-based game that we're playing. It's called The Somnium Files. We're going to be back at it on Saturday. So keep your notifications on. Check it out on Saturday.
I forgot to tell this tale out of school. Last night, we did the thing, the other thing, and then we did the draft, and then we started playing VR.
Yeah.
Before I went to bed, definitely got a tweet saying, "Don't worry, Brian. I believe in you. You can nail gold dust."
Brian definitely spent like 15 minutes trying to nail one song on what was
on Audica.
Audica.
Which, by the way, spoiler alert, that'll be your next programming update is more of that. But I looked at that. I'm like, oh, that's some encouragement. Click on the thing. One of the programmers of Audica. One of the people like, oh, adorable.
Oh,
you
nice.
can do it.
Do you know what that
Wow.
means? They were looking through Twitch late at night because I'm sure we saw it. A bunch of
I
people
did
after
see you
the
use the
draft.
hashtag on there, so they watched a lot. I had the same thing happen when I don't know if we talked about this on the air, but like I tweeted out just the whole tweet was quote weirder, no, even weirder, end quote, attributed to overheard in the Dark Crystal writers' room. And then a few days ago, I start seeing all this verified activity, and I'm like, what is going on? And then very clearly, the writers' room saw that tweet, and they all started retweeting it and liking it, which made me very happy.
That's great. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for this has been, the past 6 days or so, we've had a ton of streams, ton of podcasts. We'll be back this weekend with a little bit more, and we'll get settled in here as we keep going on with the new Diamond Club Studios.
Love you guys.
Thank you so much.